These nuts.
It shows Donald Trump leading Hillary Clinton in a possible presidential matchup, but that's not the part that's grabbing people's attention today. It is the third-party candidate on that poll, candidate named D's Nuts. Oh, no. Really? A candidate registered...
9% has voted for him.
The legal name of D's Nuts. No. Public policy polling showed him pulling 9% of the vote in North Carolina. North Carolina shows Donald Trump leading Hillary Clinton in a possible presidential matchup, but that's not the part that's grabbing people's attention today. It is the third-party candidate on that poll, candidate named D's Nuts. Oh, no. Really? A candidate registered as an independent from Iowa has the legal name of D's Nuts. No. Public policy polling showed him pulling 9% of the vote in North Carolina. Nuts. Oh, no. Really? A candidate registered as an independent from Iowa has the legal name of D's Nuts. No. Public policy polling showed him pulling 9% of the vote in North Carolina.
John?
The world is not a peaceful place. Yet, if we have learned one thing, when America is stronger, the world is safer. When America lends itself always to liberate and never to dominate.
These nuts!
Which is why America must always be strong. There are people who still believe in a strong national defense, and we call ourselves Republicans.
What's up, guys? It's Weekly Weird News.
It certainly is.
Sure.
So, U.S. election season has been in full swing here on Weekly Weird News for a while now already. And unlike normal seasons, election season lasts roughly 18 months and happens every 4 years, like how seasons work on other planets.
Yeah.
Which is very fitting since this election season is making us feel like we live on another planet.
Oh! Bam! Yeah, you're like Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Hey, so you like another planet. Last week on this show, we told you about how the Daily Beast had figured out the identity of this election season's most ironic candidate, D. Nut, and how they spoke to him via email about just how amazing this whole thing came to be.
Yeah. And as we told you, D's Nuts actually Brady Olson. Little Brady Olson, a 15-year-old boy living in the small Iowa farm town of Wallingford, population 200. But despite his humble background, recent polls in South Carolina placed D's Nuts at a full 9% support against Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, a contest that he was only the second most ridiculous candidate to be a part of.
But now, local Sioux City, Iowa news station KTIV has managed to land their own exclusive on-camera interview with D's Nuts, which is essentially the Iowa equivalent of the David Frost, Richard Nixon interviews, a journalistic benchmark, and a big fucking deal.
That's right, and we have to give KTIV anchor Sam Curtis credit for giving this story the respect it deserves, referring to the candidate as Brady Olson 4 times and referring to him as D's Nuts 5 times. But relishing each opportunity to say the words D's Nuts on air on a local news broadcast, as well as show off the original viral meme from Welvin to Great, again on a local news broadcast,
which is just beautiful.
to people in small town Iowa.
Yeah, the broadcast has since been picked up by NBC affiliates nationwide and could end up being the big story that pulls KTIV anchor Sam Curtis up for the minors and into the national news spotlight. So in 20 years, he'll likely be saying, "Did I land an exclusive interview with His Holiness Pope Kanye West? Sure. But I wouldn't be where I am without that D's Nuts exclusive way back in 2015.
Yeah. Anyway, for his part, despite being 15 years old and just now starting his sophomore year in high school, D's Nuts is a pretty smart kid.
Sure.
Do me a favor and repeat that whole thing again. I wasn't listening. That's really cool. You know what?
North Carolina shows Donald Trump leading Hillary Clinton in a possible
can't do that.
presidential matchup, but that's not the part
Copyright.
that's grabbing people's attention today. It is the third party.
I was watching a video on how to make YouTube videos once, and